Got anything healthy?
Nope, just junk.
No grapes?
Just chips.
Anything healthy at all?
Grape soda.
Not what I had in mind.
Sorry, can't help.
Where do you go?
Well, what do you want to know? This is the grocery garden. This is our community garden slash outreach program, educational program to help get kids connected. We are working on a program with Anderson Preparatory to help work with teachers and students to engage them with proper nutrition, food, science, math. There's a whole opportunity to eventually, hopefully, do some STEM projects out here. Yeah, we're just doing the gamut. It's really what do you want to know? I mean,
What are you growing?
We are growing, actually, this is just a smaller sample of everything that we're growing. We actually have 53 different products in the field right now. And we're spreading it out at a 2%. So what you see right now has already been planted, and then the back half will be planted at a later date. So that way we can rotate our crops out, and we'll have extra produce towards the end of the summer to hand out and store. And we'll also use the stuff that we harvest later on in the year. We'll dry some of that out and collect our own seeds and allow the kids to learn about propagation and seed storage and stuff like that as well. Sorry, I'm
Pretty awesome. Let's go take a look at this one.
Yeah, let's go take a look.
Yeah.
Eventually, what I would like to do. Oh, sorry. It's a habit with me to find around some pockets and
Right.
packets in my pocket. Eventually, there will be a arbor as an entrance and fences running down both sides. There'll be picnic tables over in here. There'll be 2 10-foot 4x4s, hopefully, directly in the center here, where there will be drones connected via lab. They'll be in a safe little box where teachers can actually log in and take the drones around our garden and use it as an educational tool, or if the kids are a little bit older, we'll allow the kids to actually fly the drones around our garden. It's to help them to engage with nature without actually being here. So over there we have our extremely spicy peppers, or as spicy as we want to grow, considering we will have kids out here. So the very first one over here. These are jalapenos. They're not spicy. The farther you move this way, the hotter the pepper gets.
Nice.
So these are jalapenos. There are spaces in between, so we can set up little workstations for people to select and gather. Then these are our salsa peppers. Then these are chili peppers, and then we move into the cayenne peppers until we get here, where we get into our hottest, which is the Thai chili.
So what made you want to do this?
I am, like a lot of people know, I have a very big soft spot for food insecurity. I'm actually co-hosting the Poverty Summit for 2021 with a girl named Erin Hennessy out of Chicago. And my specialty just so happens to be food inequality, food deserts, and stuff like that, which all transpired from me trying to put a grocery store on the west side of Anderson. And this is actually the first phase of stage 2 of the project to actually get that up and running and getting the west side an actual grocery store.
Right.
And
Definitely needs one.
yeah, and this just so happens to tie in with what we're trying to do with education, trying in fiscal sensitivities, trying to educate about how to properly propagate plants so people can do it themselves, utilizing this to help engage students in academic pursuits, and then using this as obviously a jumping ground to give back into the community.
I definitely like it because it's also a healthier alternative than just putting out another convenience store full of a bunch of junk food and carbs and stuff that they just don't need.
Yep, and hopefully we'll be able to engage the kids with, you can get flavor from a garden. You just have to pick out what vegetables are right for you. That's why there's so many different varieties of plants in this. And so hopefully that one of them the kids will actually run with. Right here we do have our beefsteak tomatoes. These are your traditional bell peppers. Instead of using a lot of ground cover, as you see, there's a lot of stuff coming up in between the tomatoes. That's actually basil. Tomato and basil grow really well together. And the basil will at first act kind of like a barrier to prevent other weeds from growing up. So we're using that method here instead of covering it with straw or grass clippings, which we will be doing around the other parts, so we can show the different techniques of weed barrier prevention or weed prevention. Now these are your classic beefsteak tomatoes. All of these tomatoes, for the most part, were grown in my hydroponics lab in a hybrid method, along with a lot of these jalapeno peppers were grown here as well. The capsicums and the sweet peppers were actually donated to us, so that was awesome. And hopefully eventually we'll be doing a process to show people how to properly hang an A-frame or how to support your plants as they get taller. That's really my hope, which is why you see the different methods where you see the cages and then you see the fence with these tomatoes. These are radishes, all radishes. Eventually we'll let them grow a little bit taller. We'll go back in and we'll throw some coarse, just basic construction sand over it to help kind of protect the tuber as it's growing. Again, with the basil, within the cherry tomatoes here, using that as kind of a ground cover to prevent weeds from growing up.
You're not running any fertilizer or anything like that, are you?
Nope, there are no fertilizers, there are no pesticides or any other insecticides used yet. Now, given the size of it, there might come a time where we might have to choose an alternative method to pest control, but that's an if and when statement. That's not a today problem. Yeah, we're not going, if we can find an organic and natural way of doing it, we're going to choose that option, because we want the best quality produce to be available to the city. So obviously we don't want to put a lot of chemicals in it.
Right.
But again, all of these cherry tomatoes were grown in my hydroponics lab, as well as these cabbages. That's bib lettuce, and then on the fence is green beans. That water container will go ahead and eventually supply all of this with water when it gets really hot. So all these cabbages were grown hydroponically at first. The red cabbages were purchased, and so is the kale. But all of the white flat Dutch cabbage was actually grown hydroponically. as well as the Swiss chard, which is back here. Some of our cucumber plants did start off, which is in the center row. This is Mechelin. All this would be lettuce. Mechelin is a lettuce. So all this would be lettuce right here, right next to our cucumbers. And then on the other side, we'll have our fennel and our romaine lettuce. This is our chard. We do only have a few selections of cauliflower. And then behind that, you see the carrots are growing in just fine. So hopefully we'll have quite a few carrots. I do have global cilantro planted here, but it does take quite a while to grow. It has to have some coverage. The broccoli is right here. And then these are our yellow and orange tomatoes, followed by our purple tomatoes.
Purple tomatoes.
Yeah, these are black beauties. They are super sweet. They're amazing. And then this is what the deer tend to like now. So I can't wait to get our fence up here shortly. The deer have been coming in, and as you can see,
Enjoying a snack.
yeah, they took out some of our romaine. So obviously I'm doing something good because of animal friends like it. This was all donated, which is awesome. The tomatillos and the aubergines were all donated. And then we start back over with our red cabbage. As you can see, they're starting to come up over there. So I imagine in the next few weeks we'll see some of these, and we'll start weeding and pulling the rest of this grass out. This is where our corn is. It does need to be tended to, but I've been trying to juggle everything. We will eventually have two 250-gallon tanks sitting here with a outdoor hydroponic system to engage the kids in growing hydroponically, showing them how to do it. Again, all naturally 100% chemical free. It's all kind of technically along the lines of aquaponics, but it's not really. So it's gonna sit right here, and then hopefully we'll eventually have apple trees out here to help with giving the kids some chances to work with apple trees. And I will come out and show people how to root stuff, because a lot of the stuff I grow comes directly from cutting. We are going to grow pumpkins in here with our sweet corn. Eventually this will be all cucumber again. As you can see, we had up there, so we're trying to stagger it so we're not cutting off the sunlight to one single item. This back here will be all Swiss chard, and then up there we have our kale and stuff like that. We'll take a walk up there. Over on that side is our zucchini. All that. That is acorn squash. That's our zucchini. In between the acorn squash is our spaghetti squash, where we'll grow on posts. And then mixed in with the zucchini in the center is spinach. On that side we have collard greens. On this side of it we have fennel. And then in this area right here, this is all our kale bed. It will eventually come up here. It comes up pretty quickly, well, the variety that I grow. So it'll come up. Obviously, as you can see, we have some Swiss chard that needs to go in, but the deer have been liking that. As you can see, oh yeah, yep. So I've been kind of leaving it there, so they'll eat that instead of.
They're treating it like a salad bar.
Yeah. And then here we have fennel, mustard greens, kohlrabi, and radishes. And then these were just seeded today. This is spinach. And then this is Brussels sprout, because every kid likes Brussels sprouts. This is Swiss chard, and this is spinach as well. Obviously, it takes a lot of spinach to grow. These two are going to be special pots. We are going to have our gourd planted. These two. We also have a surprise for the community that's going to be going in this one. We're going to have our compost bin all the way back here in the back corner once we get the brush removed. And we're going to have raised beds over here for kids to play with, where they can grow herbs and spices and stuff like that. And it will also act as our garlic bin, so we can start our garlic early in the year and get it in the ground for fall, so we can have an early spring harvest along with our leeks and our onions for next year. Yeah, I think that sums it up.
Well, if any of the viewers wanted to kind of jump in and maybe back you up a little bit and, you know, help out financially or anything, how would they go about doing it?
Well, we do have a GoFundMe site. It is Fighting Food Deserts. If you look that up on our GoFundMe, or you can look us up online, who'syourecoponics.com, and click on the GrowCery link, and it will take you right to our website, and our GoFundMe is right there. And it also explains a little bit about what we do, why we're doing it, where our money is going to be going. Once we start generating money, 90% of our profits will be going back into the community. So, yeah.